It is currently the morning of the 21st of February 2021. I want to start off right off the bat here talking about the convection, which is still flaring up around our tropical system all-ring, internationally known as Dujuan here in the Philippines. We still have heavy showers coming on shore thanks to that convection flaring up. So despite the fact this is disorganized, despite the fact that it's being sheared off, it's still going to be a big rainfall maker here. Now, talking about that shear, about 30 to 40 knots out ahead of it, this is what we expected. With this cold surge, which pushed in out of eastern China, I've been mentioning it for almost a week now, the impact this was going to have on this developing system, and the forecast came right to fruition here. We have all of that shear continuing to pull in on this and pulling all those upper level clouds back towards north and east, thus keeping this relatively weak. As I mentioned, though, there are still those heavy showers embedded in this flaring up. Right now, winds are 30 gusting up to 40 knots, and that is a tropical depression according to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. Now, I know PAGASA is still calling it a tropical storm. I'll get to their track in a second, but I like where JTWC is at with this because they do have this maintaining that tropical depression status. It's tracks across the Philippines and off towards the west. Now, as we seen before, remember Vicky never got an international name and maintained tropical depression status, and it caused problems with the rainfall. So I know you're looking at this track here and you're thinking, okay, it's tropical depression, we're good, right? Well, I think some areas here across southeastern, besides northeastern Mindanao, really going to be looking at the highest threat of some flooding and maybe even the potential of landslides. Thus, there are signal force warnings, in fact, in place here across southern Samar and northeastern Mindanao. Surigao, one of the larger cities in that area, are under a signal force 2 at this time. I'm happy PAGASA actually put a signal force 2 in place, despite the fact it is a relatively weak storm. Definitely there is that high threat of some flooding in these areas. You take a look at the 5-day rainfall totals, it really is going to add up here. Might even see a few locations well over 100 to 200 millimeters. Now, this is not the only area that is going to be impacted by that threat of flooding. Storm surge is not there. Wind damage, mainly because of the interaction with the cold surge is why we had those gale conditions back towards the north the last few days. But as this tracks along, it is going to start to pull some moisture in behind it, so we are still going to see some scattered showers across Luzon. Right now, though, here's a look at that shear line I've been talking about for a few days now. One reason why I like calling it a shear line, you may notice with the PAGASA updates, they also call this the tail end of a cold front. I call it a shear line because that's exactly what it is, and it is a meteorological term, the interaction between the tropics and those westerly cooler winds. And you can just see that here with this shear grabbing onto this and pulling it all back towards the north and east. So Sunday morning, here's our system. Heading into Monday, we start to see it move out towards the Sulu Sea and eventually back towards the west with that moisture starting to try to flow in behind it. Now, there's a lot of question marks by Wednesday over to Thursday. How much moisture flow is there going to be? Because if this stays weak and further towards the south, we're not going to see a lot of it. But there is that chance of some scattered showers out there. So I want to say Vicky level by no means, still got some showers. So it's not going to be sunshine and flowers by the mid part and latter part of the week due to that inflow back towards the north. Storm is weakening though at the time. That's some good news. Still widespread rainfall is expected. As I mentioned, some rainfall across Luzon. Hey, I'm going to mention this. I keep on forgetting to update my final slide here. WesternPacificWeather.com. It's this YouTube channel, Westpac Weather, WesternPacificWeather.com, the website for it. Go by, check it out. Let me know what you guys think. The site has been operating for about 10 years now, and I've neglected it significantly lately. I'm going to try to get it back online, get some useful out of it. Thank you very much, everybody who follows me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I don't post there that often, but I try. If you want to check out those websites, please let me know. Or follow me on those social medias, and you can let me know you're there. I don't know. I'm rambling. It's been a long day. So I know it's been a long day for a lot of you being impacted by this storm. So, of course, I thank you very much for watching this update. I hope it's useful. And, of course, as always, stay safe out there.